Ask yourself these questions before you enter the dating market. So often people concentrate on things that are not really important in the long-term perspective, and they totally ignore their lifestyle, current and the one they want to lead once they find the right woman. So I have prepared for you the list of questions one has to ask himself before he or she enters the dating market. First, do I want to get officially married? Well, it's not a crime to not believe in marriage, and there are both men and women who believe that love doesn't need this official recognition, and it is okay to just be together as boyfriend and girlfriend, and they don't need a piece of paper to prove that they are in love and they are together. If this is your life philosophy and your attitude to marriage, then you should be looking for a woman who is on the same page with you. And if you want to get officially married, if you believe that engagement and marriage are logical steps in building a relationship, it is a healthy logical step, then of course you should be looking for a woman who is on the same page with you, because you would be surprised, but not all women want to get officially married. The second important question you should ask yourself: do I want to have children? And this question is applicable both in case when you already have children, and in this case you have to ask yourself, do I want to have more kids in your relationship? And also people who don't have children and they kind of are indecisive whether they want to have kids, or they are not sure about timing, whether right now is the time, or maybe I'm too young and I want to achieve this and that before I start thinking about having babies. You should talk to yourself and you should understand your true goals and true desires really well, because many men like to think that all women want to be mothers. And yes, many women want to have children. Some of them want to eventually have children. And very often gentlemen surprise me with their way of thinking during our consultations that, well, of course, all women want to get married and have babies and they want to do it now. Isn't it something that all women want? No. And there can be a scenario that she is in her, for example, middle to late 20s, and she wants to have babies eventually, maybe when she is in her middle 30s, maybe later, because right now she wants to actually get a good use of her PhD, or she wants to travel, she wants to establish a career or to build a business. So people can have different vision about timing. When is the right time to get married? When is the right time to have children? Not so long ago, I have received 2 emails from our ex-clients, and both gentlemen are in their 40s. One gentleman, he is divorced and he has a younger kid from his first marriage. And here is our coaching and matchmaking client. When we have just started working with him, he was adamant to date only younger women who do not have children. So women in their late 20s, early 40s, and he's a handsome man, and we have introduced him to younger women. And you know what happened? He went out on dates, but he was losing interest really quickly. Once the ladies have started talking about family, marriage, children, it was like the switch was turned off. He was losing interest. And later on we have found out that he was not actually ready to have more children. He loved his son dearly and he enjoyed being a father, sharing custody, but he didn't want to have more babies. And of course, when he went out on dates with women who didn't have children of their own and they wanted to have babies, to get married, for them it was a priority, he felt it deep down that their core values do not align. He ended up dating a single mother. She also has a child of similar age, and just like this gentleman, she doesn't want to have more children. She loved this experience of being a parent, but this chapter of her life she wants to devote it to her career, to her current boyfriend, to travel, to enjoy life, because for her it is not just being a mother, she wants to have more things. And this client said that he was actually surprised how different it was to date someone who is like-minded. There is no pressure, they agree on so many things, and they have this understanding and connection on a deeper level. Another our ex-client, a gentleman in his 40s. He had 2 grown-up kids who were in college, and at first he was adamant to only date women who do not have children, because in his opinion, if they had kids, it would complicate things, and he didn't want to have the father of her children to be in a picture. He thought that it would make things more complicated, less enjoyable. But when he dated women who didn't have children, he has noticed that they don't have this deep understanding because they didn't have this experience of growing up a child. And he said that on many things they disagreed. And in his opinion, they have disagreed on so many things because their life experience was so different. He said that sometimes he even got a feeling when he was talking about his kids who were in college, because it is a huge part of his life, to ladies who do not have children, that they were losing interest and they were waiting for him to stop talking about his kids, or they got jealous because attention has switched to his kids and not to her. And this gentleman has ended up dating a woman who, just like him, had a grown-up daughter who was off to college. 3. If you want to have children, how do you see the future? Do you expect the lady, your partner, to give up her job and to have a maternity leave? Do you expect her to devote her life to family and not to have these career ambitions because, for example, your mother did the same thing, or, for example, your mother didn't have a chance to devote her life to her kids and husband only because she had to provide for the family? So you have to think about it, because some women, they really want to get married and to be a stay-at-home mom, to be a traditional housewife. For some women, this scenario is not desirable at all. So, of course, these are 2 totally different types of women, and you have to be looking for someone who has similar vision, similar understanding, similar aspirations and dreams. 4. How do you see money in a relationship? Some men believe that, okay, I already have a demanding career and I'm really busy, my schedule is not flexible, so I want to date someone who actually will be flexible. Because if I date a career-oriented woman, we won't be able to actually build this relationship. Okay, my career is already really demanding and it occupies a huge chunk of my life, and if I date someone who is in the same situation, how are we even going to build this? I want to date someone who has the flexibility and the luxury to just spontaneously go on a vacation with me to Mexico, or, for example, to travel with me to the conference. And if she needs months to arrange it with her boss, I don't think that it's going to work. And other men can have a different opinion. He can't imagine himself being married to just a housewife. He wants someone who is driven, who has a challenging career. He wants someone who will motivate him to get better. He wants someone who will be intellectually challenging. It is really important to look for a woman who has similar understanding about lifestyle and money. If you believe that you're going to be the provider and she's the woman, she will take care of the family, it is one scenario. If you believe that both parties should invest into a family budget, it is a totally different scenario. So, of course, you have to be looking for someone who has similar vision about money. While some men believe that taking care of the household, it is already a demanding job, and he doesn't want to burden his woman with this need to go and to earn money. Other men can have different opinion. He is not looking for someone to just cook and clean. You can hire help for that. He wants someone who will be his equal. 5. Do our priorities and family goals actually align? I have friends, 2 couples, ladies are Ukrainian, gentlemen are German, and they both are in their early 30s, but their long-term goals and family priorities are so different. For example, the first couple, we will call them Anna and Joseph. They have recently bought an apartment in the suburbs, so they have taken the mortgage, and they have a son who is 5 years old, and since the child was born, Anna has started taking less and less projects. She actually works on very few projects at the moment, devoting herself to their son, to her husband, while her husband has to take more projects to provide for the family. They have already saved money for the private school because they have bought an apartment not far from a really good private school where they will send their kid. From the moment moment these two have met, they knew that they wanted to have 2 kids, they wanted to own property in the suburbs, they wanted to send their children to private schools, so they had the plan. Even before they got married, when they were dating, they have talked about the family life they wanted to lead, and truly they have managed to create the exact scenario that they wanted. Anna takes their son to the kindergarten, he finishes at 2, then she takes him to swimming lessons and to English classes, so they live the life they wanted. And there is another couple, they also are web designers and they also are a German-Ukrainian couple. They have met in the United States while working for the same company, and from the very beginning they both knew that they wanted to travel, they wanted to live in different countries, and when they left the United States they went to Asia, and they have lived and worked in Hong Kong, in China, then in Singapore, and they ended up in Thailand, where they have spent over a year and a half. They both enjoy having the home office, they enjoy the freedom to travel and to create their own schedules. And from the very beginning, they discussed it that they would have kids later in life, maybe in their middle 30s, maybe a bit later. They don't own any properties, and you can put all their belongings into several boxes or several suitcases. Right now, they try to decide if Germany is to their liking. They didn't like München, so they want to try Berlin, and if they don't feel like at home there, they will move to Holland. As you can see, it is really important to look for someone like-minded, someone who has similar dreams and aspirations, someone who wants to build a similar lifestyle. People very often concentrate on truly insignificant things, like, for example, hair color, eye color, height, and they ignore these 5 really important questions. We all have different goals and aspirations. For example, such simple thing as clothes. For one person, it can be really important and natural to invest into expensive designers' clothes because, well, fashion is important. Other people don't see any value in this. For one person, it can be really important to travel, and, for example, he or she believes that you have to create these fantastic memories and traveling truly enriches you, while other people think that you have to be more frugal, you have to be smarter about your expenses, you have to buy property, save for the school for your future children, etc., etc. But people often think that, okay, I like the way he or she looks, and it means that all our long-term goals and values will magically align. Be smart when you are searching for the life partner. It is way more complicated than looking for a perfect picture. Guys, I hope it was helpful. Right now is the time to actually press like, to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done it yet. And of course, if you like the content that we create for you, you can become a sponsor. If you want to learn more about our matchmaking and coaching programs, you can fill in the form below this video and book a complimentary consultation with the matchmaker. My name is Svetlana Mucha. I'm the founder and the leading matchmaker and dating coach at Diolli.com, and I'm filming this for you in Munich, München, Germany, Deutschland.